Hola, buenos dias. Another exciting video that we have for Learn Spanish with Maestro Minelli. Today we're going to talk about the distinction between two related interrogative words. Interrogative, of course, would be question words. So the first word is cuánto, cuánto, cuánto. So you might say, cuánto cuesta un libro? ¿Cuánto cuesta un libro? How much does one book cost? So when you have a singular entity, you would use cuánto, which means how much. And if you have a plural entity, you would use cuántos, which is the same exact word as cuánto, but just with the S ending to reflect the plurality. ¿Cuántos niños están en la clase de kindergarten? ¿Cuántos niños están en la clase de kindergarten? So how many children are in the kindergarten class? So when you're using a singular entity, such as, for example, if you're going to the store as a family. So my family and I, we go to the store, we go to the supermarket, el supermercado, and we have a certain amount of money. And so one of my children will invariably ask, ¿Cuánto dinero tenemos? How much money do we have? ¿Cuánto dinero tenemos? As if the money is all one entity. So, but if you were to say specifically, ¿Cuántos billetes de $20 tenemos? ¿Cuántos billetes de $20 tenemos? That would be how many $20 bills do we have? So again, if you're doing a singular entity, this one comes up quite a bit with water and students wanting to drink water. So you would say, let's say you were doing a bottle of water as an example. ¿Cuánto cuesta una botella de agua? ¿Cuánto cuesta una botella de agua? That would be how much does a bottle of water cost? So one singular entity. And then you could also say, ¿cuánto cuesta un lápiz? How much does one pencil cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta un lápiz? How much does one pencil cost? But again, if you're going to go plurality, you would do cuántos. ¿Cuántos jugadores están en el equipo de baloncesto? ¿Cuántos jugadores están en el equipo de baloncesto? So how many players are on the basketball team? That would be ¿cuántos jugadores están en el equipo de baloncesto? With cuánto and cuántos, both would have the accent over the A. So cuánto, cuántos. It's just that cuánto refers to how much. Like how much does it cost? How much water should I drink in a day? It's like when you're referring to something in a singular entity, you'd use cuánto. When you're referring to some things in a plural entity, you would use cuántos. ¿Cuántos libros están en la biblioteca? ¿Cuántos libros están en la biblioteca? How many books are in the library? So for the purpose of this video, I wanted to give you some examples and to have you hear the Spanish language spoken centered around the distinction between cuánto, which means how much, and cuántos, which would be how many. So thank you once again for joining us on this journey of learning with the Spanish language. Again, making connections with Spanish and the language that you know, making connections between English and Spanish especially, really helps to solidify your ability to understand both languages. And we'll be getting into grammatical structural patterns with coming videos. And we appreciate you being part of this YouTube community. Thank you once again, and have a wonderful day.